Y'all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. We are leaving Marblehead, Ohio at this little RV park. Gonna head down to Sandusky. Only got about a 20-mile ride so far. What a neat place, neat town. Went and explored Kelly's Island yesterday on the e-bike. Took the ferry over there. That was a trip of a lifetime for me. Be sure you check out that last video. Alright, this is going to be a quick trip. Only going to take about 30 minutes to get over to Sandusky. There's a big park, Washington Park, to explore. Old courthouse, merry-go-round museum, all kinds of cool stuff. So let's go have a little fun, huh? Alright, we're just getting into this big city, and it's a big one. Normally I avoid big cities like this, but this one had a few things I wanted to check out, and we were so close. Absolutely close. It's early. We'll do a little walk around their downtown area. It's supposed to be really historic. Let's see, I better pay attention where I'm going here. Should be just a few blocks up here. And then there's a Maritime Museum, big marina. We'll just enjoy the day here. Old town. History goes back here clear in the colonial days. 1700s, original settlers. All the Great Lakes, all the shipping, everything on it. I think this is it. I think yep, that big church. There's the courthouse. Right to the left, that strip of grass there, that they call that Washington Park. There's like a big clock made out of plants. All right, that was it. All right, I won't bore you with this. I'm going to pull off here, figure out a place to park the van, and we're gonna take a walk. What do you think? I'll go up one more block. Very hot and humid this time of year here. All right, let me get turned around, get parked. We'll enjoy Sandusky. They got little parks all over here. I drove around for a few minutes. I'll put it that way. Nice water feature here. Plants, flowers. I'm parked right across from the sheriff's department. And there's also a merry-go-round museum. It's not open yet. Time we walk around downtown, it should open up. Nice Veterans Memorial here. Pretty, huh? Alright, well, I think I'll cut over towards that Washington Park. There are old homes, all brick, everywhere around here. Isn't that something? There's that courthouse. That's the merry-go-round museum with the rounded front. I think it was an old post office. We'll find out. Flower gardens everywhere. Huh. Absolutely beautiful. Red, white, and blue. Very fitting. Yeah, this is a major town here. Up here in the big Great Lake, Lake Erie. Some history there, huh? I could see that being a post office. Big church. Still early. I bet another hour these streets will really get busy. All right, this is called Washington Park. Kind of like a strip between the big streets here. A lot of the older buildings. You can always date a place when you see the size of the trees. A clock made out of plants in the flower bed. How about that? And right across from their big courthouse. Look at that. There's more gardens over there. Huh. Everywhere. This whole downtown's one big garden. Nice benches to sit on. That's a lot of work keeping up flower beds like that. They are just everywhere. Look at that tree. Huh. Okay, little map of the area, shores and islands. See, that Cedar Point, that big amusement park, is real close here. That's the big claim of fame around this area. It's massive, like 100-year-old amusement park. Nice fountain over here by the courthouse. Wow, Erie County. Revolutionary War, Benedict Arnold, British General Tyrone, 500,000 acres. My goodness. First courthouse here was 1838. Wow. Just like yesterday. Beautiful fountain. For a downtown city area, this is like a, what do they call those big gardens? Botanical gardens? Just all the flowers and everything, trees. Okay, here's a little blurb on Sandusky. Early Indians to Connecticut settlers, home of J. Cook, finance Civil War, War of 1812, Perry's Victory Battle of Lake Erie. My goodness. Huh. Who knew, huh? Right here in Sandusky, Ohio. They even shape all the bushes and trees. I'll be darned. Lake Erie love. Like a little lighthouse or something. That's the same sign on the other side. Well, what do you think? Want to head over towards the downtown area? Got a little time to kill for that museum opens up. Might as well. What a neat water feature. You know, the winters here get really, really cold. They probably turn that thing off. Huh. That thing must grow like that. I said it earlier, there's like a big garden. Roasted peanuts. Little wagon set up here. Bet they block these streets off. They got like festivals and stuff here. Let's say some of their town offices maybe down here. Lighting stretched across the street. Shows you the size of it down here. Definitely a major effort restoring these old buildings. Kind of weird, I'm the only one down here. It's early, but not that early. Here's the old movie theater. Kept the old sign out front. Ohio Arts. Well, we're down near the waterfront. Ooh, fountain going. Shade Mylander Plaza. There's the fountain. There's some boats, probably take you out to the islands. Probably all the islands, Kelly's and that Putin Bay. Cool. I spotted this mural down here. We'll check that. And I'm going to head back towards the van. That museum ought to be getting close to being open. There you go. How'd you like to paint that thing? That is huge. Lighthouses, fish, sailboat. Lake Erie love. Must be their slogan. Acme Barber Shop. Huh. All kinds of shops going here. Very well done. Even the alleyways are super clean. There's a coffee house. Wow, very cool. Scoops. Go to Scoops and get a scoop. That's a cool name. very pleasant. Normally these downtown areas are just packed with cars. I bet in another hour or two, though, it'll be cranking up and busy. Okay, I'm going to go to the van a minute, and I think that merry-go-round place ought to be opened up. Wow, this is an old-time building, isn't it? Big pillars, United States Post Office. Cedar Point Historic Museum. Merry-go-round Museum. Well, let's go on in, check her out. Wow. They have merry-go-round, all the horses and the seating from all over the world in here. My goodness. They give you a ticket for the ride, but I don't think so. My goodness. Look at this. You want to go back in time? Here it is. What a collection. That is something. They collected all of those animal figures, seating, horses, everything and anything about carousels. The artwork, I bet some of this stuff is worth a fortune. The older stuff maybe, huh? Hundreds of them in here. Absolutely hundreds. All the horses. Wow. Okay, this is the Cedar Point memorabilia one. Centuries ago, I grew up in Ohio. I never went to Cedar Point. But wow. So you got the carousel stuff, merry-go-rounds. Cedar Point in here. It's definitely different. I mean, my goodness, I never, especially all the carousel stuff. That's cool. Where else are you going to see something like that? You won't find it anywhere. And all their dishware and glasses, mugs, plates for Cedar Point. I'm going to head over to the waterfront. There's a Maritime Museum we can go in, and we can walk right along the shoreline. Big marina on our way out of town. Well, to be a kid again, huh? You will in here, no matter how old you are. Well, we kind of went around everything in here, I believe. Caught most of it. Really, really fun place. If you have a kid, oh my goodness, to bring them here. Yes. Or a grandkid. Heck yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna drive the downtown area we walked, see if we missed anything walking. A lot of diagonal streets on this layout here. See, there's another church. Definitely different. You can really feel the age of this place. If that makes any sense. See, there's a diagonal street. They all intersect around the courthouse. Well, let's go this way. We didn't see these buildings. It's like a hotel or apartments or something. Well, that street. Go down one more towards the water. That one looked busy. There's that fountain where you just seen. And the big mural over on the left. Alright, looks like this down towards the end of this street. It's called Battery Park. We'll head down that way. For more information on RVerTV and my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There, sign up free newsletter. Put one out once a month now. Look at that. There's another park on the left with flowers. My goodness. This town is like a big garden. Anyway, we got merch shop. Armchair Traveler series is out on the website. Also, we got the 2025. Heck yeah. Travel season mugs, all that right there on RVerTV.tv, which helps support the channel and future videos just like this one exploring this really neat town of Sandusky, Ohio. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, and I appreciate it very much. Looks like we're near the end. This is called Battery Park. Huge marina. Well, we're going to do some walking. Let's do this first. Let's go in the nice air-conditioned building right there. Then I'll walk the harbor before we head out of town. Kind of a neat morning, isn't it? A lot to see and do right here in Sandusky, Ohio. Go figure. Back roads, almost small towns. It's kind of a big town. Old canoe. This is kind of like their Chamber of Commerce here. Tourism. Supposed to have some old boats out back in another building. Golden age of passenger boats. What a life back then. Everything was by boat. Look at them old timers, huh? Running around the Great Lakes. Well, there's half a boat. The KDB. I'm sure it's got history. Newman Boat Line since 1907. Ohio Steamers. Kind of cool. Cedar Point. There you go. Pictures from the past. I think I'll be able to get a good look at Cedar Point when we walk the harbor. We're super close. Super, super close to it. They all got their uniforms on. Early years, 1909 to 1930. Danger, remain seated until boat stops. Tremendous history here.
We have the capability to hold a little bit more than 500,000 tons on the ground. We're probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 60–65% of that right now. What we have here and what we handle here is about 95% of it is all delivered from coal and usually steel production. So it's cookeries,
All the shipping barges. Huge, huge business. Going on a long time, all the ore. We've seen a lot of that running around the Great Lakes up here this year, huh? But those barges are like 1,000 feet long. Well, I think that building out back has some boats in it. We'll go find it. Hard manual labor back then. Everyone worked hard. Big ports here. Wow. History. Fireboat. William O. Byrd. Wonder how many fires it fought. Boat number 961. Fire rescue. Bet this thing really seen some rough water. Old wood boat like this, huh? Wooden doors. Here you go, boat motor collection. There's a collection of oars. I'd rather have the gas-powered one. Outboard motors, all different shapes and sizes. Well, still history, isn't it? See, now that one there, where would you put the motor? You wouldn't. It's a person sitting in the seat. Joking, joking. Those oars are old. All right, got one more building. Here you go. Old time wooden boats. This must be like a club or something. Just in mint condition, huh? True woodwork craftsmanship. They used to make these old ones. Agile. Direct drive prop on it. Bet a lot of people enjoyed riding in that thing. 1955. 18 foot long. Bet it still runs. Just perfect. Engines down in that wood box there. Huh. Steering wheel like a car. That is gorgeous. Yeah, it looks like they're still working on a few of these in here. If I ever hit my head and decided I wanted another boat, I would love to have something like this, some old one, old wooden one, where you just go out and enjoy it during the day, take it home and rinse it off and park it. Pictures of the old boat shop. Right there. See, they're still working on them. They're restoring them. That one's still in the crate. That is brand new. Oh my goodness. A brand new boat still in the crate. Holy moly. Wow. Try to buy that. Still in the crate, brand new. Huh. Wonder who owns that one. Well, pretty neat. You want to go back in time? Seen some old watercraft and the detail and craftsmanship. Very cool. Oh, look at this one. We can actually step on it. All aboard. There's the engine, little galley sink, ship wheel for a steering wheel. Got a little berth up front. You can go out and spend the night. Heck yeah. Well, cool. Let's go over to Battery Park and I'll walk the harbor. Prohibition ends at last. Oh, there's a picture of one of them old wood boats. Right there. Cruising across. Probably bootleggers, huh? Running whiskey across from Canada. There's some history for you. I'll be darned. They get a little bit of everything in here, though. It's pretty cool. Looks like what? Coast Guard stuff in here. Well, big part of the Great Lakes. Navigation stuff for boats. I think we did a whole loop around through here. Scuba diving. Another big chunk of ore like we seen in Michigan. Off that thing. The rudder. That's how they steered the boat. Isn't that amazing? The thickness of that wood. All that time still here. Incredible. All right. Out of this nice air-conditioned building to the heat, but let's take a walk. Well, you want to see several $1 million worth of floating boats? There you go. This must be like their yacht club or something. There's another walkway. Over there, Cedar Point. You can see the roller coaster frames. There it is. We'll walk over on that pier too. There's all the roller coaster tracks. They might be running now. Hard to tell from here. There you go. Life on a boat. Not much different than RVing, except it's a little more expensive. A lot. Look at the BAM. Oh, wow. Silver colored. It's called BAM. Probably over $1 million for that boat. They are expensive. But you can live on them. Of course, if you can afford that thing, you can afford the fuel. All right, here's their harbor. So you can come in here, tie up. They gotta have a gas dock somewhere around here. Well, you can just sit out here and enjoy that Lake Erie. Probably fish out here. Look at the difference how calm the water is inside the breakwater and compared to the lake. Keeps them boats nice and calm and safe. Want to walk out to the end of it? Heck yeah. This is all concrete, but it's seen its day. That thing is beat. All the pounding off the lake, the water. Oh my. goodness. Wait till you see the size of this boat. And it's pulling in to get fuel. That would probably empty out their tanks here. Holy moly. Well, I'm going clear to the end of this thing. Wow. Can you imagine pulling out your credit card and telling the guy to fill it up? Woo! I remember in my boating days, my goodness, that one boat I had a 75-gallon tank, and it was just painful to fill that. I bet that thing, whoa, it's probably got 2 engines in it. Has to hold hundreds and hundreds of gallons. I'm guessing. I don't know. That is just insane. That's many millions of dollars floating there. Well, made it out to the end. Heck yeah. Sign for a towboat. That's it, as far as we can go. Well, pretty darn cool. Got to see that big floating monster there. At a gas dock even. Yeah, maybe one of these times if I ever get back up towards this area, I'll take one of the charter boat things out. Alright, well, head back towards the van. Let that guy, I bet it'd take 3 hours just to fill the tanks. There you go. Now, here's something that'll get you a low mileage on the water. All right, here's your local boat parade. They're out quacking around there, aren't they? All right. Everyone's circling the gas pumps. See it now, a boat like that, you can go out 5, 6 people, have a great weekend, tool around, do some fishing, can handle pretty rough water. That's the kind of boat you'd want on the Great Lakes right there. right, big announcement. We're trucking east. We're going to keep right on going. This was going to be the turning point being in Ohio, but I'm going to keep trucking east. We're heading for New York State. And stay along the Great Lakes here. Never know. Journey never ends. Talk soon.